Good evening, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. Good
Good
evening.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. So I hope we can start.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So today is the day 3, the middle of the FDP. We are extending it, right? So today I'm going to discuss the t-tests, right? So give me a second. I'll just share my screen first with all of you. Okay, I think I shared my screen. The Excel sheet presently I am sharing. I hope it is visible to everyone. Please give me a confirmation. I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Fine. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, friends, as I said, it's day 3. I'm going to discuss the t-test, right? So, before discussing the t-test, I will talk about parametric tests. So, these tests are the tests which considers the normal distribution of the data or variable, right? And generally, when we want to infer about population parameters, using sample statistic, we are using parametric tests, right? In this category, the range or the number of tests are so many available, like T, Z, ANOVA, then regression, etc. Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, etc. can come under the parametric test category, right? So usually for each and every test, there are certain assumptions available, right? But anything you want to ask me? Okay. So, but the most important assumption among all the assumptions will be the normal distribution of the variable or data, right? Now, further, if I come to the first test which we need to discuss according to this FDP, which is t-test. So, t-test is generally, as I said, it is a parametric, right? Then you need to understand the purpose of using the t-test. So when you want to find the significant mean difference in the DV, DV meaning is numeric variable. Corresponding to the categories of IB. So meaning is very simple. When you want to find the significant mean difference, and mean difference is only possible when you are having the numeric variable, right? For numeric variable only we can calculate mean. So for the numeric variable, you want to see the difference in the mean, so that it is quite obvious. When I'm saying the mean difference, that means 2 times you are having the numeric variable. So here you will be having that numeric variable for the different categories of your IV, that is independent variable, right? So that way you can compare that the numeric variable is having the same mean for all the categories of the IB or not, right? So this is the purpose when we are talking about the t-test, right? Then there is variety in the t-test. So we can say there are various types of t-test. That is one sample t-test and two samples t-test. So when I say one sample t-test, meaning is that here we will be having only one variable, and that variable will be treated as a dependent variable. That means it will be your numeric variable, right? So question comes, if I'm having only one variable, in that case, how I can compare its mean? So in that case, in case of one sample t-test, you are comparing the mean of sample with population, right? Then this is one sample t-test. I hope till here I'm clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Coming to the two samples t-test. In this case, we are having again the what I can say, the division of the two samples t-test, that is independent samples t-test and dependent samples t-test. The other name for this is paired, right? So when I say independent samples t-test, in this category, now you need to understand, as I think I already said, always the purpose of t-test will be to compare the mean or to find the significant mean difference. So in case of independent samples t-test, we will compare the mean of two, what I can say, again, you can say this is what I have written here in the case of purpose. It is in context of the independent samples t-test only, right? That means here we will be having one dv. That means your numeric variable you will be having, right? And we will be having one IB. And here, this IB should be with two categories or groups, right? So in this case, what we will do, we will compare the mean of our numeric variable in context to the two different categories of the IB, right? So that way we can say in case of independent sample status, we will be having two independent samples. That means the IB which we are talking about here, if in this IB we are having two groups or two categories, so the two groups will be independent of each other. That means the one member will be part of only one group. Say for example, if I want to compare the marks of male and female students, right? So in that case, the male student will be the part of only the male group and female student will be part of only female group. So that way you will be able to maintain this assumption of the independent sample status, right? So for measuring such kind of assumptions, you need to only be careful while collecting the data. That suppose one student, maybe you're collecting the data from the male and female respondents, right, for any particular questionnaire. So the male will be only the part of male group, means it is like he or she cannot be by using the other name can give you the response in the other category also, right? In that case, if it is happening, that means it is violating your results. Is it clear? It will violating your assumptions, and that way it will mislead or maybe will not generate the correct output for us. So that time you need to be careful while collecting the data. So this will be the independent samples t-test case. I hope till here I am clear. May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Thank you, ma'am. Coming to the dependent samples t-test, other name I already said, paired. So here, when you are talking about dependent, so there will be a dependency. So here we are having only one dv, that is dependent variable, that is numeric variable, right? So this dependent variable or this numeric variable which we are having, you need to see that this should be measured twice at different times period or at different time, right? And for the same group of people or respondent. Right? So this is the case of dependent sample status. Here we will be having only one dependent variable. Say for example, any particular company's for example, if any company is claiming if you are taking this medicine, this will increase your height, right? So generally the people, those who are concerned about the good height or something, maybe they can opt for this thing, right? So in that case, we can say the variable which we are interested to measure is height variable. We want to see whether the height has increased after taking the medicine or not, right? So the variable numeric we are having. Now you need to measure this variable twice. That means before taking the medicine, the height of the people, right? And after taking the medicine, or whatever period of time the company is claiming that after this particular time your height will increase or something like that. So at the different time point, you need to again measure the height of the same group of people, right? So this way, this is known as dependent sample. That means your sample is depending. So for the same people, you are collecting the data twice. So there will be pairing or dependency. Is it clear? I hope it's clear, friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, next, I think previously I haven't discussed this, so that is why I'm taking this thing here in the your what I can say in your attention. I want to bring this thing when I talk about hypothesis, right? So generally, hypothesis in this case will be there is no significant difference in the mean of DV, right? In context to the categories of IB. Generally, this is a hypothesis I have formulated. So maybe you people have heard about one-tailed and two-tailed, right? Right? Have you heard?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No one.
No, ma'am.
One-tailed hypothesis and two-tailed hypothesis. Fine. So generally, this is a way of writing your hypothesis in a text form, in a word form, right? You can also write your hypothesis in the form of symbol. For example,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, can you scroll a little up?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. So suppose here x is nothing but it is x bar. You can draw a line on this if you are not much comfortable in reading this. So you can write like this, right? So suppose this is a hypothesis which I have made in terms of the symbol. So h naught or h0 is mu is equals to x bar, where mu is the population mean, x bar is what is the sample mean, right? So if I want to write this particular hypothesis in a text form, I will say there is no significant difference in the sample mean and the population mean. Is it clear? No significant difference means both are equal. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, if alternatively I am writing it like, just a minute, I need to copy this, right? So here I have written that H1 says, that is alternative hypothesis says, mu is not equals to x bar. That means I am saying there is a significant difference in the mean of population and sample, right? So when I am writing my alternative hypothesis in this form, means not equal to form, or saying there is a significant difference, So the meaning is very simple. This is known as the two-tailed hypothesis. Meaning is that the rejection reason of your null hypothesis will fall on both the tails of the bell-shaped curve. This is the meaning when you are saying not equal to. But if you are writing it like this or like this, these both are the case of one-tailed, because clearly you are giving the direction whether the population mean is less than or greater than to your sample mean. So when you are clearly writing this is known as one-tailed test, right? But when you are writing not equal to, this is a two-tailed test hypothesis. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this is important. Usually what people do, generally what they generally formulate their null hypothesis like this, and alternative like there is a significant difference. And after getting the output, they can then compare if significant difference is observed. So they can then what I can say, comment like whether the difference is greater than or less than. That is can be then conveyed using the results. I think that I'll show you once we will perform our test using the Excel, right? So this is about the theoretical background of the t-test, including the understanding about the one-tailed and two-tailed test hypothesis. I think till here I am clear to everyone. Any doubt so far? Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Clear. Thank you so much, ma'am. One more thing I think just came in my mind while I was asking. Generally, there is a Z test and there is a T test, right? So when you talk about Z test, if your N is greater than 30, and generally people are assuming when the sample size is large, that is greater than 30, we are going for the Z test. And when the sample size is less than equals to 30, we are going for the T test. But apart from this, there is one more very important condition is for using the Z and T test. And the condition says, apart from the sample size, you need to also see the standard deviation or variance. If it is known, then this is a case of Z. And in this case, you can say this is a case of t-test. Standard deviation and variance of population, that is important to understand, population. Clear? And usually when we are collecting the data from the masses, generally we are not knowing the standard deviation or variance of the population, right? So usually we are going for the t-test, because generally when the sample size is increasing from 30 and onwards, so it is an assumption in the statistics by considering the central limit theorem that the sample is tending towards to the normality. So that is why people are generally using the t-test in and as compared to the z-test, right? Is it okay? Friends, please say something. Are you listening? I hope.
Yes, ma'am.
So shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now we will see how we can perform all the three different tests of T category using the Excel. So I have shared the sheet with all of you already. I'm expecting you to open it and go to the first sheet named as demo 1 sample. Everyone has opened it?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now you need to see in the sheet, I have given you the one variable named as height, that is inches, right? And also the mu is given in your case, also it is given, that is 66, right? And I'm assuming I want to test my data at 5% level of significance. So whatever the hypothesis I will making using this particular data, I need to test that hypothesis at 5% level of significance, that is the alpha value will be 5%, right? So as a notion, we are just firstly formulating or writing the hypothesis here. That is, there is,
Sorry, ma'am, I have a doubt. Can
Yeah.
I interrupt you in between?
yes.
Ma'am, my doubt is, can we use the t-test even if we have not generated hypothesis?
Why, ma'am, why you want to do so?
Actually, what I am analyzing one data, that is a exploratory research.
Okay.
So in this, I have used a t-test. So what I tried to do is with the 5% of the significant value of the variables which I got, I just wanted ki, okay, this variable, it has a significant value of 5% or less than. So it is significant to the result. I just want to interpret in this way. So my question is that using t-test without raising hypothesis, will it be considered as invalid?
Means if your purpose, means if your objective is not to test any particular variable in that context, and you're not formulating any hypothesis, then you can go. But even when we are getting in the regression also, we are getting the t-test. If you have performed regression previously using Excel or maybe using other software, in every software we are also getting the value of t-test, and there we are not writing any hypothesis for t. But
Right.
it is like, it is always, means if we are writing or not, but by default always when there is a significant value of any test is given, that means by default the hypothesis will be there whether the person is writing it or not writing it, right? In my thesis, I think I applied regression in one of the case. So for each and every, for ANOVA also I have written the hypothesis, for t-test also I have written the hypothesis, because there the meaning of t-test is very imperative to confirm the model of the regression, right? So my opinion in this is that if whether you're writing it or not, if significant value is available, somewhere you're writing it is significant or not, looking at the t value. So by default, the hypothesis will be there always, if you're writing it or not.
Okay, so if I have not generated any hypothesis in my paper, in the research, so if I explain, if I write that this value, this variable of this value, it comes out to be 5% or less than, whatever the case may be, so that in that case, t-test will be valid, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're writing the t statistic, I think you were
Yes, right.
notifying there that t statistic for so degrees of freedom at 5% or 10, whatever percent you are taking of the level of significance. I think you are signifying that, and using that p value only you are saying that this thing is significant or not significant.
Right, right.
So by default, it is there.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I think I have, meanwhile, I was interacting with the ma'am, I have written the hypothesis. There is no significant difference in the mean height of population and sample, right? Alternatively, there is a significant difference in the mean height of population and sample. Done? I hope you have noted down.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, if you want to perform t-test manually, I have given you, this is the formula which you can use. And why I have given you this formula, because here it is very, very important for us. Reason is, once you will go to the data tab, you will go to the data analysis toolpack, and give me a second, I think it is, yes, it is showing me the dialog box. You can go down in the t-test section and you can see no one sample t-test of the t is mentioned in this particular section, right? So the meaning is that you need to take the reference of this, means we will use certain functions here and we will get all these values. if I'm having this and this, I need to now calculate the t value. So what I'll do, I will fragmentize this. I will firstly calculate the numerator. Numerator of my formula is the difference of sample and the population mean, right? Done? Done? Friends?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Numerator is done. Now denominator. I think denominator we already calculated. So now we'll go for calculating the t value. That is the statistic. So numerator we are having divided by denominator is standard error of mean. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is 4.92194. Now we will calculate the p value. Done? Everyone?
Ma'am, if the numerator is negative, then what would happen? If
Why
the
will the
numerator,
this will be negative?
in case
Denominator or numerator?
the x bar, uh,
You are talking about denominator or
yeah,
numerator?
no, numerator,
Numerator can be negative.
numerator.
Numerator can be negative,
Then
sir.
what will,
But usually t is distribution can never be a negative value. Generally, we are keeping it in a mod,
acha, okay,
right? Means we can omit the negative symbol. No problem in that.
okay, ma'am.
Now the p value. So friends, shall I?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So t dot dist dot 2t I'm using. So here it is asking for the x. X means the calculated t value. This, comma. Degrees of freedom was what? It is n minus 1, which is 11, right? Fine. Done. Done, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
So we got the p value. So if I'm having the p value, I can compare it with the level of significance, which I said we are keeping it as 5%. So I can say this is less than 0.05. Yes. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what will be the interpretation I will draw here? We are going to accept or reject the null hypothesis. Yes. Anyone?
Accept that.
No, we will reject. The thumb rule says if your p-value is less than your level of significance, you need to reject the null hypothesis, right? So if we are rejecting this null hypothesis, we are concluding that there is a significant difference in the mean height of population and sample, right? I hope clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So this was the one sample t-test. I think clear to everyone, no doubt. Any doubt, please ask. Yes, friends, any doubt? Shall I proceed? If no doubt, in the case of one sample t-test, remaining values, I think you can calculate if you want to get the t value, that is the table value, the standard value of the t. You can use this particular function, t dot inv 1 minus alpha and degrees of freedom. 1 minus alpha meaning is that is confidence level, right?
Ma'am, just one clarification. Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, in that formula of p-value, what are the term this t dot dist dot 2t? What are these things?
Two-tailed distribution.
Oh, अच्छा. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Fine. Shall I proceed? Friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, next sheet is a practice sheet for your purpose. You can use this sheet, right? I'll come to the next sheet named as demo independent. I hope everyone has opened the same sheet like mine.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now you need to see here, we are having the data of study hours of male and female students, right? For how many hours they studied, right? Maybe in a week or something, this data is available to us. We want to see, firstly, you want to tell me what variables given to us here in this particular example. Anyone? What are the variables given to us?
Two categories, male and female, and
Hmm.
time.
And time. Gautam sir, I think it's type, you said?
Yeah. Time. Time. Time.
TIME time. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So we can say we are having these study hours in maybe, right? So we are having the study hours and we are having the gender with two groups, right? Right, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So if these two variables are available here, I can say study hours is my which kind of variable? Scale. What will be? Yes. What will be the scale?
Interval.
Okay, I think we can say it's numeric. Time will be generally a ratio scale variable.
Okay.
Right. Then gender.
Independent variable.
Male and female.
It's nominal or categorical, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So according to the t-test requirement, that is independent samples t-test, we need to have two variable, one numeric and one nominal or categorical, because categorical can be further divided into the two parts, nominal and ordinal. So here we are having the gender variable as a nominal scale variable. So the in this case, we are having the two groups, male group and the female group. So the fulfillment of independent sample t-test as per the variable is here, right? Now, if suppose purpose is you want to compare the mean study hours of male and female, that means definitely you can go here for performing the independent samples t-test, right? So anyone who can help me to formulate its hypothesis? Anyone? I think yes or no, or do I need to write?
Yes, there is no difference between study hour mean group. अरे आ गया मेरे को। Study hours. Yeah, mean study hours
Yes.
as male and female.
Very good. Thank you so much, ma'am. May I know the name who was interacting?
Prachi Vasant.
Okay, thank you, Prachi ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Fine. So if this is my null hypothesis, alternatively, I can write there is a significant mean difference in the mean study hours of male and female students, right? Now, if hypothesis is ready and we are ready with the data, I want to bring your attention on one point here. I don't remember, I think I have talked about this previously or not. So if not, maybe this can help you to understand. When we talk about the analysis performance using Excel, the main important thing will be you need to see the data format. Your data should be in which format? In this particular format. That means whatever categories you are having, that these will be what I can say separated properly, right? Usually when we are collecting the data, your data will be in this form generally. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, meaning is that if you are performing,
Ma'am, we are not able to see your screen.
is it? Anyone who can confirm me whether
Yeah,
the-
now it's visible.
Okay, I think it is visible. Previously, it was not visible.
Now it
Have
is
you
visible.
missed something? Have you missed something, ma'am?
Yeah, no, nothing.
Okay, fine.
Just last 2 lines.
Okay, fine. So I was talking about the data format. I said once you are collecting the data, maybe using your Google form or any other way, maybe you are collecting the data manually also. Once you are feeding your data, so we are feeding the data in a column, right? One variable will be in one column, second variable will be in the other column, likewise. You know? So here you can see, suppose this is the study hours, right? And this is the gender.
Yes, thank you.
Generally, this is the way. But when you want to perform the test using the Excel, you need to segregate the data according to the categories. So that way you can see, I have already given you the segregated data. So this is you need to keep in your mind while you're performing the test using the Excel. This is, I think, I don't know, maybe you've heard about this previously or not. So generally you need to understand this thing, right? Clear?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
Fine. So, okay. If it is fine, shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, you need to perform t-test using Excel. For that, I'll suggest you go to the data tab or data menu, whatever way you are calling it. Here at the extreme right, you can find the data analysis toolpath. So click on this. Once you are clicking on this, you can go down as tests are listed alphabetically. You can find there are t-tests available. So you can see, if I talk about t-test, you can find t-test two sample assuming equal, first one is t-test paired two samples for means. So I think this is not our case. Pairing we haven't done, right? We are talking about the second now, which is t-test two sample assuming equal variances and t-test two sample assuming unequal variances. So you need to see, in this case, either you will perform the first one or you will go for the second one, right? So once, if you are not having the idea about the variance of the data meaning is, here I need to tell you, there is an assumption in the t-test, that is, there should be homogeneity of variances. Those who have performed the t-test using the SPSS or maybe some other tool, they have seen in the output window, the results are coming in that form only, right? So here in Excel, it is directly asking you whether the variance is equal or not. If it is equal, you will go with this. If it is unequal, you will go with this, right? So first thing, if you are not having the idea, you can go with this, right? But in the t-test, in the Excel, we are having the facility available. So as you say, I need to tell you the calculation of variances, or do I need to tell you directly to perform t-test using unequal variances? So as you say, accordingly, I'll move. I think I'm waiting. Please say something. I hope you got my point, what I said. Am I audible? I think I'm in a meeting, right? Open is out. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Fine. So you need to tell me which way I need to go.
Ma'am, first variance and then
Sorry?
test. Ma'am, first you tell variance also.
Okay, fine. So in that case, you need to go come up and find there is a test named F test 2 sample for variances. Select this. If you have found this, only 2 tests are starting from the F. So the very first one starting from the F, you need to select, that is F test, right? So once you are selecting it, clicking on OK, you will be on a box. Here it is asking you to provide the variable range. So I'm selecting my variable range, which is A2 colon A8, right? First variable range, right? That is first group data is selected, including the label. Second, I'm selecting, that is B2 colon B7, right? Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I think if the ranges selected by you is also same like mine, so you need to click on the labels box, as I have selected the headings, right? So if you have selected the headings, only in that case, you need to select this checkbox or else not, right? Alpha by default is 5%. If you want to make change in the alpha value, you can do that using your keyboard. I think I will go with the by default option. Output option, I'll go with the first one. And in the box, I'm coming and selecting the blank cell here to get the output. I did. Done. Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now click on OK. So I think I got the result. Hope so you have also got the same, right? Now I'll talk about the interpretation of this. So here you can check the mean study hours for female, variance in the study hours of male and female, and the total observations for male and females are listed initially. Degrees of freedom is also listed here, right? Now we can see the F value is 7.37, and the one sample one sample F test value is 0.03, and the critical value for the one sample is 6.25. So here there is the case, in case of F test, if you will look at here, it is giving you only the one tail test value, either it is F value or its critical value. If you wish to convert it into the 2 tail, you need to multiply this, that is the p value, by the 2, right? That is this, you will multiply it by 2. So that way it will be converted into the 2-tailed test p value, right? Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is now your value, which you will compare with the significant value. That is level of significance value, right? So if you are performing F test for the first time, so you can write the hypothesis for this. That is this hypothesis of F test, that is null hypothesis I'm talking about. The null hypothesis of F test says that variance is equal, right? That is homogeneity of variances is maintained by your variable. This is the meaning of the null hypothesis of the F test, right? Now, you can compare your P value with the level of significance, which is greater than 0.05. Yes or not? Yes or
ma'am.
not? Yes. So what,
Yes, ma'am.
what will be the interpretation here? If it is greater than 0.05, then?
Accept.
Yes.
Accept the null hypothesis.
Accept. We are accepting the null hypothesis. That means we are saying variance is equal. So now we have got the answer, variance is equal. So we need to go in the t-test equal variance case, right? Clear, everyone?
Okay.
Fine. So now, again, in the data tab, I'll go to the data analysis tool pack. Going down, I'll select the middle one t-test. That is two sample assuming equal variances. I hope everyone has navigated and found this.
Madam, I have one doubt. The doubt is that in case of female student, the p-value is less than 0.05. But why we did not consider that?
Sorry.
In the female category,
Hmm.
the p-value
Hmm.
is less than
Sir,
0.05.
I think you need to understand this thing. It is not the p-value for the female. It is the it is the p-value for the F test,
Okay.
right? So this is the format of the Excel to give you the output.
Acha.
Initially, it is the descriptive statistics given, and then the F test and its p-value. So p-value is not for any particular category. It is for the F test,
Correct. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Fine. Any other doubt? Yes, please ask me, because sometimes it happens first time we are performing, we are not understanding the formats of Excel. You can ask me, no issues. I think this way we can learn. Even I have learned after so many things. So even if you will have any query, you can ask me. If not, please say okay to me so that I can proceed.
Ma'am, please, please repeat P1 tail values just one more time.
Repeat.
Yes, ma'am.
Repeat means, ma'am,
मतलब
please,
हाँ, yes, variable 2 P1 tail value for
I'm not
male.
getting. I think same
Ma'am,
mistake.
for male.
Ma'am, wait. Same mistake you are making. What I think the previously sir was said. People are not understanding. This is the format of Excel. I said Excel is giving you priorly the descriptive statistics followed by the F value and its P value. It is not the P value of the female category. Please do not make this mistake. This is the P value for the F test. And I said I am converting this. So it is not necessary. You need to write this here, right? Just a minute. I can write here also, no, like this. So this is not the p-value for the male category. I have only converted this p-value into the two tail test. I think you can stretch this and you can read it. It is for the one tail only.
Okay,
So I
ma'am.
converted
Got
into
it. Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Fine. Now, if you have understood this, you can understand this thing that we accepted this, right? Right, we accepted null hypothesis, and that way we decided we'll go for the equal variance case, right? So go to the data tab, click on the data analysis tool pack, and select F test to sample for variance t-test to sample assuming equal variances. The middle one you need to select now. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
and click on OK. I hope no doubt till here. May I proceed?
Okay.
Yeah, click on OK. Now we are again landing on the one dialog box, which is requiring some information from our side. So we are providing the range of our first variable, then coming in the next box and providing the range of our second group. So the range is again same, A2 colon A8 and B2 colon B7. So hope so you people have also selected the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, hypothesized mean difference, you do not need to forward or put here anything. So do not supply anything here. Now, I selected the checkbox because we have selected the data including the labels. So that is why I'm selecting this checkbox. Level of significance by default is 5%. I'll go with this. Output I want to generate into this same sheet, right? So I'll come and I'll select a blank cell, which is containing the results of independent samples t-test. So I hope it is fine. May I click on OK now?
Okay.
Fine. Everyone, I think it is okay, right? Sir is okay. Everyone is okay. May I click on OK?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. See, so here, at the initial section of the table, you can find this is the descriptive statistics, which is indicating the female mean study hours are 33, male it is 24.8. Variance in the study hours of female is 160 hours, and in case of female it is 21.7 hours square, right? Similarly, observations were 6 and 5. Now, pool variances is 98.533. Whenever you are performing equal variances, it will always give you the pool variance. Considering the variance of both the groups, it is giving you the common variance, which is this, right? Hypothesized mean, we haven't passed anything, so that is what is coming as 0. Degrees of freedom is coming as 9, which is 6 plus 511 minus 2, which is 9. This is calculated t-value, which is 1.364227. I think till here it is okay with everyone, no doubt.
Yes, ma'am. No doubt.
Right. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, now the p-value we are getting for the one tail, right? So please be consider it is not for the male category or female category, irrespective of this. Always the p-value for the t-test, right? So this is for the t-test, but it is for the one tail only. Then we are having the critical value of the t, which is again for the one tail. Then next section is saying we are having the p-value and the critical t-value for both both or for the two tails, right? So we are generally talking about this section only. So I'll talk about this. So the p-value is 0.205634, which is greater than 0.05, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are going to accept the null hypothesis
Except
of
the
the
null
t-test,
hypothesis.
right? So for the t-test, we are accepting the null hypothesis, and the hypothesis for the t-test, we have formulated this, that there is no significant difference in the mean study hours of male and female students, right? Difference is observed. Means if you will look at the mean value, you can see there is a difference, but that difference is not significant according to the t-test. Means you do not need to take any action according to this is the suggestion we can make, because our results are not supporting, or our results are supporting the null hypothesis, or data is supporting the null hypothesis. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So this way, this was the independent samples t-test. Now, I need to tell you one more thing. I think that I was talking about. If suppose your p-value is less than 0.05, suppose, please everyone listen very clearly, very carefully, right? I'm asking you to suppose it, right? I want to tell you something else now, right? So if suppose your p-value is less than 0.05, it is quite obvious you will reject the null hypothesis. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
If you are
ma'am.
rejecting the null hypothesis, that means you will conclude your results on the basis of your alternative hypothesis, and that be what you will say. You will say there is a significant difference in the mean study hours of male and female. So I think if you can recall, I told you we are generally going for the 2-tail test, and then if you want to summarize your results for the 1-tail, you can do that only if your alternative hypothesis is accepted. So here, if suppose your alternative hypothesis is accepted, that means you're saying this thing, the significant difference is existing. So in that case, if difference is there, you can compare the mean. So you can compare the mean. Here you can say that the mean study hours of the female are more than to the mean study hours of the female of the males, right? Right?
Okay, then.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So I think I delete this, otherwise we will be getting confused. So I'm deleting this, right? Fine. So this way it was the independent sample t-test. Next sheet is for you. You can use this sheet for the practice purpose. I'll go to the next sheet. I think sheet number 5, which is paired sample t-test. So expecting everyone to open the sheet. Open, everyone. Shall I?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now you can see here we are having the weight in pounds, right? Before and after. Suppose any particular gym may be saying this thing, that they are saying this thing if you are, or maybe the diet planner is saying if you are opting for this particular diet plan, so it will help you to reduce your weight. So the person, those who are aspiring or want to reduce their weight, they can opt for the diet plan. So suppose, I think 7, 8, how many? Total 8. So suppose 8 people, those who are interested to opt for that particular weight diet plan, right? Suppose, so in that case, the company who is claiming that the diet plan can help to reduce the weight, company has taken their weight initially. That what are the weights of those 8 people? So these are the weights before opting the diet plan, right? Now,
The biscuit Papa has given to them. 801 is taken.
are you talking to me?
What will I eat now?
I don't know who is speaking. Talking to me? Shall I proceed? I don't understand. Are you talking to me or what? Anyone? I don't know who was speaking. As I think you people need to know this thing. Once you are sharing your screen in the Google Meet, you cannot see anything at the background. So I don't know who is. Want to ask me something or shall I proceed?
Ma'am, proceed, ma'am.
Fine. Thank you, sir. So I was talking about a particular situation. I said company is promising your weight will be reduced if you are opting that diet plan. So 8 people are shown the interest to opt that, right? So company has measured their weight before opting the diet plan, and after certain period of time, whatever the period company is claiming, after that time, the weight of those people have again measured, right? So this way we are having the weights before the diet plan and weights after the diet plan given to us. We need to tell this thing whether there is any change occurred or observed in the pupil's weight after opting the diet plan or not. Is it clear? Situation is clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So hypothesis you can make, there is no significant difference in the mean weight before and after opting the diet plan. Alternatively, you can say there is a significant difference in the mean weight before and after opting the diet plan. So this will be your null and alternative hypothesis. It's not an H1, right?
Yes, madam.
Done. Now, if everyone has written and noted down the hypothesis, we'll go and we'll now see how to perform the pair t-test. So for that, you need to go to the data tab, data analysis toolpath, you need to select, and you need to select the first option in the category of the t-test, which is t-test paired to sample for means. Done.
Okay, ma'am.
Click on OK. Now provide the range of your data. So it is A3 colon A11, and for the second it is B3 colon B11. I selected the data including the labels. Done, everyone?
You have to check the label. You have to check the label.
I'll do. I think selection. I'm asking about this. Selection is done.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hypothesis mean difference. We are not passing anything. I'm selecting the checkbox labels. Alpha values by default 5%. And then I want to get my output in the same sheet. So I select the blank cell here. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Click on OK. So we are getting the output now. Done. Output says, initially we are having the descriptive statistics. You can find that the mean weight before opting the diet plan is 169.625 and mean weight after opting the diet plan is 150.25. Variance in the weight is 65.125 before, this is a before case, and after variance is 121.929. Observations were 8 and 8 only, right? Pearson's correlation is minus 0.17. So whenever you are performing the t-test using the Excel or maybe any other software, always you will get the correlation value because there is a pairing in your data, right? So you can find this particular value. This is a weak value because correlation is this value states that the relationship between these two different series is weak correlation and it is negative, right? Means it is like if you are leaving the diet plan, maybe it will increase your weight or something like that. This is the meaning, right? Then hypothesis mean we haven't passed anything, so it is coming as 0. Degree of freedom will be n minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, which is 7. T statistic, that is calculated value of your T will be 3.70687. Again, this is the P value and T critical value, that is the table of standard value is for the one sample and likewise for the one tail, and likewise for the two tail is given downwards. So I'll consider the P value for the two tail here. Now you can see, if you will look at this, you can say what I can say if I want to compare it with the 5%. Anyone?
Reject the null hypothesis.
Yes, it is less than 0.05. We are rejecting the null hypothesis, right? Now we are rejecting the null hypothesis, meaning is we can conclude that there is a significant difference in the mean weight before and after opting the diet plan. Means the difference is there. Now if difference is existing, you can check out. If difference is there, you can find. In case of before, the mean weight was 169 point something and after it is 150 point something. That means there is a reduction in the weight. So difference is saying that is before opting, the mean weight was greater than to the mean weight of after opting the diet plan. That means there is an impact of diet plan. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you can say that the diet plan is effective because it is helping to reduce the weight of the people. Getting my point, I hope.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this way, this was the paired samples t-test using Excel. Next sheet is a practice sheet for your purpose. You can use it and you can practice the paired t-test also, right? So now I will summarize the session and then I'll take your questions if you're having any, right? So I will say this thing when I talk about the t-test. I think I started with the theoretical background of the t-test. We started and we are talking about the t-test is a kind of parametric test. That means generally before performing the t-test, you can get some idea about the normal distribution of the data. Although I haven't done this thing here, right? But using the descriptive statistics, you can see the skewness value and the kurtosis value, and somewhere you can get certain clarity about the normal distribution of your data, right? Then after that, you can go and perform the t-test, right? This is the one thing. Then when I talk about initially about the conceptual background of the t-test, I said generally in case of t-test, we are comparing, or we are generally interested in identifying the significant difference in the mean or not, whether the significant difference is existing in the mean or not. This is the main purpose of performing the t-test, right? Then second thing is, generally people are little puzzled when to use t-test. Generally on the basis of sample size, people are deciding we need to go for the performing t-test or z-test, right? So you have to be clear in this particular thing that once you're talking about the t-test or z-test, apart from sample size, other parameter is standard deviation or variance should be known of the population, right? If it is known, you will go for the z-test. If it is unknown, you will go for the t-test. And usually, as we are talking about the real world data, we are talking about the population which is not known to us. When we are not knowing our whole population, how we can get the understanding about the standard deviation or variance, right? So that is why we are assuming it is unknown to us, and we are performing the t-test in case of that particular situation, right? So other than the sample size, the other requirement I told you, right? Then we have seen the variety in the t-test. I said there are two categories, one sample and the two samples. One, in case of one sample, you are comparing the sample mean and population mean, right? And we will be having only one variable here, which will be a numeric variable, right? Then in case of the two samples t-test, right? You need to have again bifurcation, that is the independent samples and then the dependent samples. In case of independent samples, again you need to compare the mean, but in this case you will be having one independent variable and one dependent variable. Independent variable will be categorical with the two categories minimum, and the dependent variable will be the numeric or the continuous, right? Second category of the t-test under this particular category we have seen is the dependent samples t-test. So in case of dependent samples t-test, we will be having only one variable, which will be your numeric variable. You will measure this variable twice at a different point in time, right? And then for the same group of people, you will measure that particular variable. That will be the requirement of the paired t-test or the dependent samples t-test, right? And then I think I tried to explain you also the hypothesis formulation in both the cases. Apart from that, I also explained you the one-tailed and the two-tailed test concepts or the hypothesis concept, right? And then using the Excel, I think I tried to explain you how to perform the paired and independent samples t-test. In case of one sample t-test, we are using Excel only as a calculator, right? Because in the that analysis toolpack also, we are not finding any option for the performing of one sample t-test. So you need to use the formula of the one sample t-test, and you will calculate the numerator and denominator, and that way you can get the p-value of the t-test, and that way you can make your decision of acceptance or rejection of your null hypothesis, right? So this way, this was the crux of the today's session, which I tried to explain you people. Only in case of the one sample t-test, you need to look at the functions, right? These functions can help you to get the value of the t-test, right? So these functions you need to understand if you want to get the p-value of the one sample t-test. For the independent samples t-test and dependent samples t-test, we do not need to bother about any kind of functions, right? So this is the gist of the session I tried to explain you or give you. So this is all from my side. Now the session is open for questions and answers. If you are having any, please ask. Yes. Yes. I hope you people are there listening to me.
Yes, ma'am. Session is really good, and I hope people have already understood it. So at least we need to do the practices. I mean, we must do the practice, then only we will be able to become more expert or more efficient in the test. Thank you, madam, for all the session.
Thank you so much, Gautam sir. Thank you for appreciation. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ma'am,
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, all these days, including while I was doing analysis for my PhD, I was completely depending on the statistical packages. I didn't know that the statistical tools can be used using Excel, and you made it so simple. And it is so, we feel that this is much easier than the SPSS or our programming software packages. Really very wonderful sessions. Hope the Research Foundation of India will come up with many more sessions like this, especially for the budding researchers, where they don't know where to start, what to do, whom to approach, and so on. I think if people no attend sessions of yours which are organized under the Research Foundation of India, I think their life will be much easier. Thank you so much, ma'am. And one request is that can we get the recordings that will be of a great help, and also the worksheet, whatever you are working out. I mean, we are practicing it, and apart from that, in case for any references, maybe we can always use your worksheet as well. Otherwise, it is superb. And I think I'm the first time attending this classes organized under Research Foundation of India, and using Excel. I didn't know that it is so simple to do the analysis part. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the compliment. I think I just tried my best to explain the things, because these things comes from the students. When I interact with my students, generally they are facing these kind of problems. So I try to find out the ways to make things easier for them. So I think same I'm using here also. Maybe this can help the people, and if it is helping them, I think it is the objective is fulfilled. So this is what I try to do. Thank you so much for the appreciation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am. As I also have the same request. Due to some internet issues, I can't follow some of the things. So it will be better if I have the recordings of today's session.
Ma'am, recordings are always there when we talk about RFI. RFI is providing us the YouTube links. Generally, all these things are live there on YouTube also, right? And the same recordings you can use for your purpose, right?
Okay. So
I think in the group also you can request. Already, I think Yogi sir has put the link, all the links of YouTube for all the 5 days. I think, yes, it's a 5-day FDP, right? So it is already being created by the RFI. So you can once put a request on our WhatsApp group. So probably Yogi sir will again share all those links with you, and that way you can access these recordings from there.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the session.
So much, ma'am. Thank you, Purnima. Yes. Anything else? Fine. I think no other questions, no other queries. Okay, that's great. If the things are already resolved, fine. So only a request with all of you, whatever sheets I provided you people, please do the practice, because these things comes only with the practice, right? It is not like you have performed today and then you're not using these sheets. So that way it will not be there in your memories, right? So practice hard, and this way I think everyone can easily learn, right? So this is all from my side. Thank you so much everyone for attending the session. Tomorrow we are meeting for the second last session, and then we'll discuss the concepts, right? Whatever we want to, I want to discuss with all of you, that I'll try to explain you, right?
Thank you, madam. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye.
Gautam sir.
Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, Prachi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So, Yogi sir, I think we are done for the day. Yogi sir, are you there? I hope you are listening, Yogi sir. Yogi sir, shall I leave the meeting? Okay. So, friends, what I'm doing, I'm leaving the meeting, and probably I am a co-host. So it will ask me to end the meeting, right? So I will end the meeting for all of us so that it will be easier for you people. Once you will see the recordings, so there will be no, what I can say, continuation of the recordings, right? So that's why I'm ending the meeting for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I think this option is not there with me. I think I'm not co-host now. So Yogi sir, please end the meeting. Otherwise, it will be recorded. The blank recording will be there. Yogi sir, are you listening to me? Hello. Yogi sir, are you there? Anyone from RFI? Hello, Yogi sir. Sir, we are done. You can end the meeting. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.